Start by drawing a sketch of the situation. Look like this. Goes north. There's my first vector. It's angling upwards at 60 degrees. I'm going to make all my angles relative to the x-axis, even if they give me something else. Always relative to the x-axis. This. The components, it's the legs of a triangle that we get from our vector. So here's the y component for F1. F2 there. Cartesian coordinate systems, that's positive. North will be positive, south will be negative, west will also be negative. Keep those signage in mind. And the components for every vector. That's going to be a lot of numbers floating around. So I'm going to help you track those numbers, the x component and the y component in this nice chart. So the net f, the f net and the x is going to Now, to get these components, I'm going to use some trig. For the x component, I will use cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse. Then for the adjacent, that's the component, that's what I want, it will be hypotenuse times cos of the angle. For the y component, I'll use sine of the angle, those y's, opposite over hypotenuse. Therefore, the y component will be an opposite, as it is hypotenuse times sine of the angle. So my x and y components like so. Now, let's address each one in turn. So f sub 1, x component, there it is right there. That's going to be the hypotenuse, which is 25. And there's 25 newtons. I'll put the units up here. Cosine of 60. F sub 2, that'll be 40 cosine of 50. That's a 50 degrees there. Plus F3, which is, well, there's no y component here. It's all x components, so good old 30 right there. I'll take care of the signage in a moment. F sub 1 looks much the same, but this time sine of the angle. So that's 25 sine of 60, 40 sine of 50, and this is f sub 3 is going to be 0. It's not going up or down in there. Now, direction, so important to a vector. So I see this x component here of f sub 1 is going in a positive direction, so that's positive. F sub 2 also going in a positive direction. That's great, but f sub 3 is heading to the left, that's west, that's negative, it's going to be negative. Over here, y component, it's going upwards. So that's positive. F sub 2, oh, going downwards. This is a negative. And that's 0. These two component sums to make a triangle out of them. I see my x component is a positive. So that means it's going to go in a positive direction, which is the east to the right here. So that will be like so. Okay, my y component is a negative, so that'll be going downwards like this. So this will be 8.99 newtons. Don't need to put negative in front. It looks like I have a net force of 12.2 newtons, 47.6 degrees, and that's south of east. You can also state that as 42.4 degrees if I wished, east of south.